Okay, hi. What's up? I forgot to close the bathroom door. Oh well. That's just life right now. Okay. This is not a pulp culture live. This is I'm breaking my rule. I am breaking a rule to myself yet again this year. I have from this weekend on, I've heard some things about Jessie Lee that is breaking my heart. That is making me want to come on and speak and spread love. You guys know I was in an MLM. I was in that, and if you followed me on my social medias for any long periods of time, especially in 2021 to 2022, I definitely spoke about Jessie Lee Ward, aka Boss Lee, and she was always talking about her haters. I'm like, okay, all right, it comes with the territory of having a really good business, a really good, strong social media presence, all the things. Plus, she does claim herself to be the #1 network marketer in the world. So that comes with a lot of craziness, a lot of hate. When I left my MLM, I decided to go and basically go and do what I was told not to do while I was in it by watching all of this anti-MLM stuff on YouTube. I'm like, what are they really saying? What are they really saying? And a lot of what they were saying was actually in my opinion, a lot of lies. And I want to say here, and first and foremost, everything that I say in this video is coming from the heart. It's coming from my opinions, my emotions, me. It's coming from me. So we're just going to go with it. And I'm not here to talk smack, even though it's probably going to sound like I'm talking smack, but I want to speak some truths that the anti-MLM movement seems to be missing. Or if they were in it, they just it's a little insane right now. So when I started watching all the anti-MLM stuff, that was back in January, and there was a lot of talk about Jessie Lee. Every time I Googled anti-MLM, Jessie Lee's name was right there. And I'm sitting here going, okay, like what are they really saying about the girl who saved my energy during postpartum? Yes, I'm saying she saved my energy. She saved me mentally in my postpartum in 2021. When my ex-sponsor went and said, "Oh my God, Sarah, you need to listen to this girl. I think she's gonna align with you. I really think she is gonna speak to your soul." I'm like, okay, all right, like send her over. Like let's see. And I listened to her first podcast, the People's Mentor podcast. And the first video, I was hooked on this girl's energy. She was borderline a crackhead with her energy. And I don't mean that she's taking drugs. I don't mean that in that term. But if you are a Y2K baby or maybe a 90s baby, you know the term crackhead as in like a really hyper person. Okay? She's very hyper. She's very energetic. She's very passionate. And she's very smart. And I really like fell in love with her. Like I said, I was in postpartum. I was down and out, and who I was before pregnancy was a crackhead with energy. Like I was like, it's one of the reasons why I smoke, it's one of the reasons why I have to, because if not, I'm like a chihuahua. I can't focus. I don't know how else to explain it, but I'm like a chihuahua. And hearing Jessie Lee speak about business and speak about life, she really did start changing things within me. Okay, so first and foremost, what she's done for me as a human is why I'm jumping on here to spread love. She brought me back to life. And I know that's a huge, huge statement to say, but I don't know how else to explain it. But if you are a woman who's gone through postpartum, you know the depression, you know the energy lows, you know how hard it is to find freaking motivation to wake up in the morning. Okay? I'm going to be honest. A few times, I didn't want to wake up in the morning. I didn't want to be a mom. But yet, being a mom is one of my favorite jobs. So that's all emotion. And this woman got me out of my funks. She brought my energy back. Like, if you guys noticed in my content on Facebook and YouTube, I was kind of like, like, there was a change. And it was because of Jessie Lee. All right. Where all of this hate is coming from, I want to say it's one person in particular that has started this movement. I don't know if she started the anti-MLM movement, but she started an anti-MLM movement towards Jessie Lee. And when in January, she took her top leaders on a trip to Colombia, and it was going to be a mental health mindset, personal growth hike where you're going to push yourself to the freaking limit, and you're going to come out a better person. All right. So I had no idea about this trip because when I left MLM, I admit I did go and unfollow Jessie Lee and all of that because I was like, you know what? I need to separate myself from MLM. If I'm going to get into pop culture fully and do this, I need to kind of separate myself from MLM. So like, let me distance myself from Jessie Lee. When I found the Colombia trip live reactions, my heart sank because I saw Jessie Lee's point of view very strongly. And I was like, how can people not see this? Like, how is this person so angry? And then I realized, hello, this person was under Jessie Lee at one point. And it's probably because she did not find success. And that is why a lot of these people start their voices in MLM, is to go and be negative Nancy's, basically. But here's the thing with being a negative Nancy, that you are causing more problems than you think you are solving, if that makes any sense. You might think you're here to spread awareness, but when you go and center your content or your views towards one person, a person, not a company, not products, you are transferring a energy to that person's body. Just because they have a strong mindset, their personal growth game is strong, it doesn't mean it's not going to affect them. Okay? It can take a toll on someone getting all this hate. Yeah, you could block it all day long. You could hit that block button. You could delete it. It could be out of your mind. But sometimes it will still kind of linger. Like, we're human. It happens. And when the Colombia trip happened, these girls were saying, oh, she almost killed her leaders. No, that was not the intention. What they didn't see, or they didn't want to hear, is Jessie Lee did say to her leaders who qualified themselves to be on that trip, all right, I'm giving you 90 days. I'm giving you 3 months to get into tip-top shape for a hike. She didn't really say a lot because she didn't want to really tell them, because I guess she did want to blindside them, with the hike. But she wanted them to be in that mindset of keep pushing. When life gets hard, you got to keep freaking pushing. That is where her intention was in this. What the anti-MLM movement, what those two girls did and said, was the opposite of what her leaders are actually telling people about the trip. The first part of the first thing that I heard was, apparently there was a diabetic person on the team that was struggling. And apparently Jessie Lee got mad at her and this and that and just was like, you're not strong enough for this. Apparently that's what Jessie Lee did. But here's the truth. Jessie Lee did go and call an ambulance when the diabetic person was struggling. And what they didn't say in the anti-MLM girls, what they didn't say or see was homegirl ate a chocolate bar before the hike. So her blood sugar was way too high for the hike. So yeah, she was going to struggle. Yeah, it was going to be a hard thing to do. But she made it at the end after the ambulance. And here's the thing. Jessie Lee's intention was to only have a 2-mile hike. It was going to be in the sun. Okay. That's part of life pushing, because, you know, when life is pushing on you, sometimes it feels like it's a beating sun on you that is literally following you everywhere, and you can't find shade. You know, you can't find a moment to breathe, right? So there's that. This ended up turning into like a 10-hour trip or a 10-hour hike. Why? Because people kept taking breaks. They had to keep stopping, replenishing themselves, and going instead of just walking and going. I have to admit, I'm kind of jealous of this trip. I'm like, man, I kind of want to be pushed to that limit. Like, you guys know, I walk 4 miles 5 days a week, and 2 of those miles, I am pushing 80 pounds. I am pushing 80 pounds. And the first half, I'm only pushing 40. And those pounds are from my babies. All right. So she did tell her team, hey, you have 3 months to get into the best shape of your life, because this hike is going to need it. I don't think people took it. That's according to the anti-MLM movement. The girls didn't really take it seriously. Okay, if you don't take it seriously, of course you're going to struggle. Of course. Duh. That's part of life. If you don't do the research, if you don't do the homework to get to where you want to be, or the work in general, yeah, it's going to be a struggle when you finally get to that point. What was I going to say? And then when we went to, or when they're even talking about how these girls were walking on the street blindfolded and all of that. And these girls did live reactions to these videos. They did live reactions to the other leaders when they would go live and speak about their experience. Because, they were freaking excited. They were hella excited to go and they were hella excited that they came out of it on top. I know one of her leaders, Courtney, and one of her leaders, Brittany, who is, I believe, part of her original 8. They went live, and these 2 girls, character assassinated her. Them both saying, oh my God, like, well, they just shut up? Ew. Like, okay, but you almost died. Like, it was just weird hate. But here's the thing. What Jessie Lee was doing was making them be turned into their highest potential. Is making them reach to their highest potential, because what she saw was more potential in them than they saw in themselves. And to me, that is a leader. That is being a leader, going and seeing potential in someone that they don't see in themselves. And they're like, I know my girls could do this. And her girls did do it. They struggled, but they did it. They ended up on top. So that's just part of that. I don't want to go too deep into the Colombian trip, because it's a lot of bullshit. Honestly, it's a lot of bullshit that is attached to that, when really it is a mindset. It was a mindset goal of Jessie Lee, and I applaud her. Okay, so where I'm saying about the energy transferring, I am not claiming, I'm not putting blame on these 2 girls who have spread a lot of hate towards Jessie Lee, that they're the reason why she had a tumor and it's cancerous and all the things. But that energy will transfer to somebody. it will transfer to somebody, and without knowing, it will manifest in major ways. And the amount of hate she gets, it makes sense that it turned into cancer. But with that said, I know this woman is fucking fire. She has a mindset like no other. She'll make you blush. All right. And I'm gonna read a caption from one of her videos, or from one of her from her post about cancer. And I just think this quote right here, you can see here's a picture. I believe that's her dad. By the way, she had issues with her dad. At 8 years old, she sent her parents to jail. Okay. I'm just saying that's that. And there's a reason why she did that. She didn't just do it because she hated her parents. There was a bigger issue that she saw at 8 years old and says, a kid shouldn't be living in this. And she sent them to jail, and she was able to live with her grandma. And she is a grandma's girl. As someone who is a grandma's girl, I related to that a lot. So here's the picture, all of that. And here is the caption she wrote. All I'm saying is, if cancer wanted to win, it should have chosen a weaker vessel, a less faithful vessel, a less God-trusting vessel. I, for one, believe that it's all gone. I believe the surgeon's hands removed every last drop of the stupid MF, and I believe that now I actually become the most powerful version of myself. Now that evil is done playing its games in my body, right there. Now that evil is done playing games in my body. I've always been odd and divinely guided. This is no different. I have faith, no fear. Several doctors and nurses have commented on my incredible health and physical fitness with gratitude for how I've treated my body, making surgery easier and recovery a breeze. God knew I was supposed to be on this intense journey to health the last 8 months. This is the final step. I believe the cancer is gone. I believe I will be a complete version of health for many, many, many years to come. It takes a village to love Jessie Lee. Good thing I got one. The worldwide prayers really are calming my heart and mind. Thank you so much. I love you, and I'm working on loving me, Jessie Lee. Okay. Right there, that caption shows you who Jessie Lee is as a person, as a human. She is a motherfucking fighter. So for those who are out here spreading all the hate, your karma is building. Your karma is going to explode in your face. Okay? It's a matter of time. It might not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow. It might not happen next week. It might not happen in a month or a year. But it's going to happen. Do I want to speak cancer over these people? No. But as someone who is spiritual, who is into personal development and all the things, I know karma is a real thing. And part of me feels guilty for even watching the anti-MLM stuff and getting kind of lost in it. I admit I got kind of lost in it, but while I was getting lost in all that content, I kept saying, no, that doesn't sound like Jessie Lee. That doesn't sound like the person that saved me. That doesn't sound like MLM stuff. Like, no, like the truth is no. Like I was fighting it. I kept fighting it, and yes, I did come on here and wanted to kind of be part of the anti-MLM movement when in the beginning of the year, because of all that content. It kind of got me worked up. And I'm like, there has to be a way to spread love for anti-MLM or for MLM. There has to be a way. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I could speak from my experience. So my first video, I spoke from my experience, and I got hate. I got hate from someone that I truly care about, that I still care about, that I'm sure she doesn't care about me anymore, which is fine. I still pray for her every day. I still think of her every day. You know, I get sad a little bit sometimes, because I admit in this moment in my life, I kind of wish she was still around. But if we're meant to be friends, the universe will put our faces back together, okay? And hopefully when she's ready to talk, I will be here. I will be here for her to talk. So I'm just waiting on her. She attacked me like no other, called me a narcissist, called me everything under the sun. And I'm just like, what did I say that was wrong? I was literally talking out of my experience. That was my goal, was to talk from my experience and show both sides of what could have been like the anti-MLM voice can be, and then speak the truth of the MLM over that. That was my goal. And I admit the hate that I got from that person, it affected me mentally. It really did. I was like, huh? Like, should I even be doing this? Then I did the second video about power hours and how I actually worked the business. And I have to admit, after that moment, I'm like, I don't have any more in me for this anti-MLM series that I wanted to create. I even had a list of topics to talk about, from coaches to products to the opportunity calls to Zoom calls, all of that. But the week leading up to the next video that was for Zoom calls, I'm like, I have nothing to really talk about. Like, am I done? Am I like, did I get what I needed off my chest? And so I think that's what it was. And that's when I decided to, I'm like, I'm going to leave it to these girls to go ham. Right. But now, knowing what we know about Jessie Lee Ward, Boss Lee, I have to come on here. I have to spread love for this woman, because this woman has changed lives. Yes, I was not under her at all. I was never in Prove It. I've never bought in a ketone. But I listened to her podcast religiously, because it was like a freaking drug at a certain point. Why? Because she made me feel fucking fantastic. She helped me light up the vision I had for myself in network marketing. I had a vision of being on stage and talking about my experience and freaking firing people up like she does. All right. Like that was like kind of like the end goal of like, if I could get to like a really high rank, and knowing that the first 5 years of network marketing was a struggle, like that's going to be a great story to share. I can't wait to share my story. If y'all know, I like to share stories. I like to share. I like to talk, I'm like, yes. But when I decided to leave MLM because of all the drama and just, I lost my passion. I think at the end of the day, I think it came down to losing my passion for network marketing, because I stopped doing the things I was supposed to be doing. Because I had no desire. Like every time I did it, I'm like, I feel cringy. And when things hit the fan with that certain person, it was kind of like, you know what? Why am I even in here? Why am I even in here right now? So I was like, I need to step back. I need to distance myself. And if I'm really supposed to be in network marketing, I'll come back to it. Like right now, I'm healing. I'm getting my mind good. I'm working on the pop culture stuff, which I am. Hello. Like, I know I'm late on the recap of last week. I know, but there wasn't a lot in pop culture. We could talk about Selena and Haley. We could talk about Avril and Tyga. But that's not what this video is. Well, I'm not. No. Like, see, I should have been on here. I should have, because of William being back in school from getting he is finally over his stomach bug. That was a long 3 days. I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to do it. But when I woke up and my ex-sponsor showed me this part of her story and the caption here, and just the look on her face. I have been in a tunnel vision. I've truly been in a tunnel vision for Jessie Lee, to the point where I'm like, I can't even function on pop culture. I can't even focus on this right now, because I'm like, Jessie Lee needs freaking love. Why? Because when you Google her on YouTube, all you freaking see is hate. Damn it. And I am over that. I'm over people out here freaking spreading hate. I know I'm looking down. It looks like I'm distracted. I'm kind of distracted. Okay. All right, here. Look at that face. She's been going through it. Okay? She's gone through it, but she's a strong-ass girl. She is a strong-ass girl. And it says, also staying out of my inboxes for a while. Sorry, guys. 99.9% super positive. The 1% of people saying I deserve this and should die, I can't mentally handle right now. Thank you for everyone who has been kind. I'll be back soon. Okay. Right there. We need to stop this. Can we normalize people not being idiots on a freaking suburban street? All right. Let's normalize spreading love. Let's normalize that. Like, why? Hello? The hippies from the 70s have been trying to do this for years, and we're still stuck in fucking hate. Where are we going in this world if we keep spreading hate? Where are we going to go? What are we teaching our kids? We're over here, we're over here teaching our kids to be nice to their classmates and be a good human, but are you being a good human? Are you over here gossiping and making content and making videos about somebody who is literally here changing people's lives? They're changing people's lives. She changed my life, and I didn't even give her a freaking penny out of my pocket. Why? Because I listened to her free content. And that... I'm getting really passionate. I'm getting really passionate right now. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I get passionate. But if you don't like what someone is doing, and you need to look within yourself, you need to turn in within yourself and be like, why is this person triggering me? Why am I triggered by this person? Do that. Get down to the root. Like, you're going to have to go down. You might have to go down many freaking layers. Like, oh, why is this? Okay, but why? Okay, but why? Okay, but why? But why? And then finally, you'll get to the freaking end, and you'll be like, oh, that's why. And once you get to that end, you'll most likely not make a video. You will most likely go, I need to talk to Jesus, damn it. Or Gandha, or Buddha, whoever you talk to in the spiritual world. But literally, let's spread love. Let's normalize that. Because this woman out here has moved mountains. She came from, I believe she grew up in Maine, on the East Coast. She wasn't rich. Her family wasn't rich. She struggled when she first joined MLM. She lived in somebody's garage. She lived in someone's garage, and when she joined, she goes, I just want to make $500 so I could pay my rent and my bills. That's all she wanted. That's all she needed. And what happened? She literally went in, she did the thing, she got her $500, she paid her rent, she paid her bills, and then she started to get really passionate. She got herself into Eric Worre, aka GoPro, all of that. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I think my sponsor told me that one of the first trips, or one of the first conventions that she went to see just Eric Worre, afterwards, this is something that I stuck with, because she's not into affirmation. She's not like, I am brave, I am strong, I am badass. She doesn't do that. what she does is she'll look at something and she'll envision herself in that moment. In this example, I believe after the event, she sat in her chair and she looked on stage and she goes, I'm going to be on stage one day. And she envisioned that. And she envisioned it. And she envisioned it. And she envisioned it until she was on stage. And now she's one of the top girls that Eric Worre calls to come and do coaching. I do believe Eric Worre did kind of give her that title of the #1 network marketer in the world, which, that statement there, I'm like a little like, are you, huh? But she is up there. She is way up there. She's moved some freaking mountains. And people don't give her enough credit. These haters don't give her enough credit. Why? Because they're fucking jealous. They are jealous of her work ethic. Yeah, talk about her work ethic. Let's go into her stories right now. I want to show you something. So I believe she has gone to I believe yesterday they removed the tumor, I believe. Hold on, where's the freaking search thing? All right, hold up. Okay, she's home. And what is this woman doing? She just got a tumor removed and she's going on a call to speak to her team. See? She's doing the thing because of her work ethic. I'm sure she's slowing down. I'm sure she is, and by the fact that she started diamond painting, I'm fucking loving it. I'm loving it. Hold on. Yeah. And look, she's still out here promoting. She's still doing her thing. You see that she has the band, and she is a dog mama. She's a dog mama. And amen for her having her dogs in her life, because I'm sorry, not sorry. Animals are natural healers. And between Jessie Lee's mindset and her power to fight this cancer out of her body, she has 2 dogs who are fighting with her. Okay? So, that they're just jealous of her work ethic. And as a Capricorn, we have strong work ethics. Like, there are times, like I was saying in the beginning of this video, there are times where I don't want to be a mom. Why? Because I want to work on my YouTube channel. I want to focus on my content. I want to get my ideas down. I want to really think in detail and all of the things. But mom life comes first. And when someone needs juice, you got to stop and give them juice. Because if you tell them to do it themselves, you're going to have a bigger mess than if you just did it yourself. Right? So, yeah, the reason why she gets hate is because people are jealous of her work ethic. They're jealous of her mindset. They are jealous of her. I'm sure they're jealous of her bank account, but every single penny that's in her bank account, she worked her ass off for. And I strongly believe she deserves every single penny. Yeah, I said that. Oh, I said that. Go send that to the MLM, to anti-MLM. Go send that to them. Screenshot it. Go right ahead. So I'm going to wrap it up here. And I really hope that who's ever watching this or who's watched it, I hope if you are a hater of Jessie Lee, I hope I encouraged you to get off your high horse. I pray that you see the light. I pray you see the light in this and say, you know what? Maybe I have been going too hard on Jessie Lee. Maybe I have maybe let me wheel this back and spread some love. Why? Because love is a more powerful energy than hate. And hate has how am I going to word this? Because in my head I see it. Hate, it's easy to be hateful. It really is. It's too easy to have hate in your heart. Jealousy, those little demons, the jealousy demons, the hate demons, I'm sorry, but all of that negative energy, it could be demons attached to it. Like, maybe you have demons attached to you. Maybe you need to go see a freaking priest. Dang it. Maybe you should go see a priest. Just saying. And talk to Jesus. But on that note, I got to wrap this up. And I just pray for those who have spread hate towards this woman, that you really do see the light, and one day you will hopefully you correct yourself before karma corrects you. There I said it. Yeah, there I said it. May the haters see the light before karma gets to them, because like I said, I don't want to transfer an energy to somebody and have this happen again. Because I can come over here and people could say, oh, but you're talking smack. You're talking smack about so-and-so and this and that. And they're just over here bringing out awareness. I'm going to leave you with this. And this is something that my ex-sponsor and I did talk about today. And I really feel like this is something that the anti-MLM movement needs to stick to. Instead of going after leaders, go after the companies, go after the products, go after the compensation plan, okay? Your karma is not going to be affected if you're doing that. Because yes, some of these companies are lying, okay? Some of them lie to you, bring that to light. But don't talk about humans. Don't talk about the humans that are in there. Why? Because the universe is watching. God is watching. And they will make sure karma comes to you. All right. I think I feel better now, because I did a rant in my stories and that got all jumbled up thanks to the Instagram glitch. And after I'm like, I just feel it in my heart still. I gotta get this out. So that's why I came on here to my YouTube to spread the love. And then from there I go, oh my God, I think I just came up with a series that I could turn it into pop culture. So I do plan on talking about other celebrities that I follow that get hate. One of the families that I do plan on talking about is the Roloffs, especially Jeremy and Audrey Roloff. That's going to probably be the next in this series. I don't know when I'm actually going to do that, but since I already did this, I feel kind of like geared up to do it, because I was nervous to do it. I was nervous, but hey, like I said, Jessie Lee wakes me up, and I'm woke. So remember, guys, spread love. If you teach your kids to spread love at school and with their friends, you do the same. All right. Thank you, guys. I love you. And I will see you soon.